Hey y'all, welcome back. So I've got some good news. I've got some what should be bad news, but is actually kind of good news, and then some great news that stems from that bad news. I'm going to explain what I mean. So the 1980 Yamaha XS 850 is completely done. It is beautiful, completely immaculate. It looks so freaking cool and modern with the LED lighting, the low pro seat, the way it sounds, the way it runs. It's a 44-year-old bike, and you would never guess it. And I love that. You know, that means to me that my job was done correctly. When I ride one of these bikes and I'm like, man, I did good, that lets me know that the customer's going to love it as much as I do. And so just waiting on my uncle to pick this one up. It'll be gone before this video comes out, but as of right now, it's still sitting right here. So, yeah. But the bad news slash still good news. So I had a full custom Sportster build that was coming up. I gave the dude a full quote, and I had a custom chopper frame here, hardtail frame with a fat tire back end on it. Like, it was going to be a cool build, and I think he bailed. He bought the frame, showed up, and then he kind of just danced around my questions, and then that was it. But good riddance, because that means I get to start on this bagger, and that's what I've been wanting to do. I've had it for almost 3 months now, and that's the longest I've ever kept a bike stopped. So no more black grandpa Harley. I mean, it's still gonna be a grandpa Harley, but at least it'll be clean. I've got indigo paint from Tropical Glitz, 3 quarts of that. I've got a low pro tinted windshield, hog tuned speakers, LED headlights, etc., etc., etc. So let's get started on the teardown. So the day I got this bike, I originally had thought maybe I paint the inner fairing when I paint the rest of the bike, because I've seen it before. I did it on a bike before, and it looked pretty good. But the thing about that is I mean, then you got more glossy paint up here to be keeping up with. This is harder areas to keep clean, you know, down here. And so yeah, I really kind of don't want to be keeping up with all that. You know, my wife was like, that's going to be just a pain in the ass to clean those little speaker slots and all that stuff all the time. So yeah, to keep that paint shiny, I don't know. So I'll probably just keep the satin black, but I do want to add some color up here. And so I'm going to take this little switch panel off. It's already worn out anyways, needs to be repainted. I thought about just repainting it satin black, but then I think I'll paint that to match the rest of the bike. It'll add a little bit of color up here without overdoing it. And so got to take this ignition off. knew they sounded pretty bad, but I had no idea that I was just running tweeters. So I'm glad that I decided to do this. Alright, y'all, well, that's going to really conclude this video. The hog tuned speakers are in, and I wish I could test them out, but right now I got the dashboard apart, ignition's out, battery's disconnected. I can't test them right now, but, you know, you see how, obviously they got to sound better than those do. I knew when I picked the bike up, that was one of the first things I noticed. I was like, I think I got a blown speaker up there, but I was expecting, you know, cracked or whatever. That is beyond blown. You know, that is going. And I don't listen to music with a whole lot of bass anyway, so it really didn't matter to me that it was mostly tweeter, but I was like, I can't hear it after 70, so I'm going to need something. Yeah, if the fronts look that bad, the back's got to look just as bad. But I'm on this one full time, you know, like I told y'all, the Sportster fell through, and as much as it sucks losing a job, I was really ready to paint this thing, you know. Over half of the Harleys that are produced, it's estimated 50 to 65% of the Harleys that are produced are black. So nothing drove me crazier than looking at this black Harley in my garage every day. But yeah, and when I would go somewhere, I'd park next to 5 others that looked just like it. You know, I'm not going for full custom. It is just my, you know, this is basically my daily driver. It doesn't have to be crazy like my show bike, but at the same time, I don't want the same bike everybody else has. You know, that kind of goes against who I am and what I do. So, yeah, I'm very happy to be painting this thing. The Yamaha went home the other day, and my uncle, he test drove it around here. Like 20 years, man. He looked comfortable on it, you know, so I think he's definitely gonna have a lot of fun with it. No way he's gonna ride it like I did, you know, hopefully not anyways, but it was a good, strong running fast bike. I was surprised how good a 44-year-old bike ran, and so yeah, I took it on a test drive, and you know, I'll ride them crazy when I go for a test drive, because my theory is if I can't break it, you can't break it, you know, and I'd rather it break on me than somebody else, you know. So yeah, when I test drive my bikes, man, I max them out, and yeah, that bike took it all. I was amazed. I was like, this is a good bike, man. 44 years old, still runs brand new, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see him out riding on it. Maybe go take a cruise with him one day. But those of y'all who didn't watch that video, go back and check it out. There's multiple videos, but the completed one will sum it up pretty good for you. Y'all don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate y'all watching.